He moves through the day as if the clock owns his breath. The morning begins before he is ready. The night ends before he finds rest. Every task, every sound, every demand pulls another piece of his attention away. He thinks he is tired because he works too hard, but the truth is quieter. He has forgotten how to breathe. His chest rises, but his lungs never fill. His body moves, but his energy does not flow. There is a moment between effort and exhaustion when the body whispers, "Stop." Most men never hear it. They push past it with caffeine, adrenaline, distraction. They believe motion is proof of strength, but the body does not tire from work. It tires from disconnection. Without breath, the heart beats faster but weaker. The mind races but loses focus. The spirit burns without warmth. What fades is not power but presence. In ancient times, warriors were taught that breath was the bridge between body and spirit. Before battle, they would stand still, inhale deeply, and let energy return to their center. They believed that control over breath was control over life itself. Today, that wisdom is forgotten, replaced by endless noise and constant urgency. We run harder, but we are no longer alive in our running. Ginseng was born from this forgotten lesson. It grows where the air is thin and the soil is cold. In mountains that demand patience, it is called the root of life because it feeds both body and spirit. It teaches flow, not force. It does not add energy from outside. It reminds the body how to create it from within. What if your exhaustion is not from effort, but from forgetting how to flow? What if strength is not something you chase, but something you uncover each time you breathe with awareness? Ginseng carries that memory of movement that feels like stillness, of focus that feels like peace. In the chapters ahead, you will learn how this root rebuilds energy, sharpens clarity, and restores endurance. But first, you must remember this simple truth. Power does not come from holding your breath. It begins the moment you learn to release it. There is a kind of fatigue that no amount of sleep can fix. It hides behind focus and discipline, behind the steady rhythm of responsibility. You look fine, you keep going, but inside something is draining. The modern world calls it burnout. Yet it is more than tired muscles or long hours. It is the slow collapse of a system that forgot how to rest. While still awake, the body was built to face storms, but not to live inside them. Each time stress lingers, the brain releases cortisol, the hormone of survival. For a moment, it helps you act faster, think sharper, fight harder. But when it never turns off, it begins to steal from you quietly. It tightens blood vessels, weakens circulation, blurs memory, and dulls emotion. The pulse stays high even in silence. The breath stays shallow, even in peace. You are not broken, only stuck in defense. Science has traced this pattern clearly. Studies from Harvard and the National Institutes of Health show that constant stress reduces blood flow to the brain, slows oxygen delivery to muscles, and lowers testosterone. The result is not only physical fatigue, but emotional numbness. The body protects itself by reducing energy where it is needed most. You stop feeling joy, not because you lost it, but because your system is conserving what little it has left. This is where ginseng begins its work. It is known as an adaptogen, a plant that teaches the body how to adapt rather than collapse. It does not push against stress. It restores rhythm beneath it. It helps the nervous system shift from reaction to recovery, from fire to flow. The change is not sudden. It is steady. Like the first deep breath after holding it too long. Ask yourself this: when was the last time you truly breathed without effort? When did your body last feel open, light, and clear? If you can remember that moment, hold on to it. If not, begin here. Write one word below that describes what your body has been asking for. Sometimes naming the need is the first step toward healing, because exhaustion does not mean weakness. It means your energy has been waiting for you to return. In the high mountains of Korea, China, and Siberia, where winters are long and the air is thin, a small root pushes through the frozen soil. It grows slowly, sometimes for 10 years before it is ready. Its shape resembles the human form, with arms and legs and a body that seems to mirror our own. This is ginseng, the root of life, known for centuries as the bridge between heaven and earth. It was believed that a plant that looked like man must hold the secret to his vitality. Ancient healers called it ren shen, the man root. It was treasured more than gold and traded across kingdoms. Warriors took it before battle to sustain endurance. Scholars and monks drank it before long nights of study or meditation. They believed it strengthened both body and spirit, giving focus without agitation, energy without haste. The power of ginseng was not in stimulation but in harmony. It gave life the way breath does, steady and unseen. Legends say it only grows where the earth is pure, and the root chooses those who are ready for its strength, whether myth or truth. The idea carries wisdom. Ginseng is not for those seeking shortcuts. It is for those who respect time. It grows in silence and teaches patience. Each year it digs deeper into the soil, gathering minerals, light, and endurance. By the time it is harvested, it holds the memory of every season. It has survived. Ginseng teaches that energy is not something you take, it is something you grow. The root does not rush its power, and neither should we. It reminds us that strength built slowly lasts longer. Its lesson is clear. Endurance is not about pushing harder, it is about flowing longer. Perhaps you have felt the same lesson in your own journey. The need to slow down in order to go farther. If this root could speak, it would whisper that the secret of life is not speed, but depth. Like breath, energy must flow, not force. Ginseng lives as proof that power born in patience outlasts any flame. The mountain may be cold, but the root never stops breathing. Inside every piece of ginseng lies a quiet chemistry of endurance. Its power does not come from caffeine or stimulation, but from compounds called ginsenosides. These natural adaptogens communicate with the nervous system, teaching the body how to respond instead of react. When stress rises, ginsenosides regulate cortisol so the body stays calm but alert. When energy dips, they activate the natural enzymes that turn oxygen and nutrients into steady power. In every sense, ginseng does not force energy, it restores flow. At the cellular level, ginseng enhances the production of ATP, the molecule that carries energy to every part of the body. When cells run low on ATP, the mind feels tired, focus blurs, and muscles fatigue. Ginseng encourages mitochondria, the small engines of each cell, to work efficiently. That means the same effort begins to feel lighter, the same task less draining. The result is not a burst of speed, but a return of endurance. Studies from the Journal of Ginseng Research and the International Journal of Molecular Medicine show that ginseng increases nitric oxide production, which widens blood vessels and improves circulation. More oxygen reaches the brain and the heart, sharpening concentration and stabilizing mood. It also strengthens the body's antioxidant defenses, protecting cells from the damage caused by stress and aging. This is why people who take ginseng often describe a calm energy, a steady alertness that does not fade when the rush ends. Beyond the body, ginseng touches the mind. Research has linked it to improved memory, faster cognitive processing, and greater resilience to mental fatigue. By balancing neurotransmitters such as dopamine and serotonin, it helps the brain shift from survival to clarity. This is the same principle that ancient healers described when they said ginseng nourishes both body and spirit. Modern science has only confirmed what tradition already knew. When taken regularly, ginseng helps rebuild the natural rhythm of rise and rest. It does not create dependence or crash. Instead, it guides the system back to balance, letting energy return through its natural channels. That is why monks once called it the breath of the mountain. It teaches the body how to breathe again, not through lungs, but through every cell energy. At its core, is not about speed or output, it is about connection. The body, the mind, and the breath are parts of the same current. When one slows, the others follow. Ginseng reminds us that true vitality is not the flame that burns fast, but the flow that never stops. Power that breathes is power that endures. Long before science gave it a name, ginseng was known as the root that carried life. In ancient China, it was called the essence of heaven and earth, a medicine reserved for emperors and warriors. Healers believed it contained the breath of the mountain, the silent force that keeps nature alive. Even in winter, it was used not to awaken excitement, but to restore balance. Those who were weak regained strength. Those who were anxious found peace. In the practice of traditional medicine, ginseng was described as a qi tonic, something that nourishes the vital energy running through every living being. Qi was not just breath, it was the current that linked thought to heartbeat, body to spirit. To strengthen qi was to strengthen life itself. Ginseng became the bridge between those worlds. It was said to calm the mind while sharpening awareness, to energize without agitation. It did not fight the body. It guided it home. Monks drank ginseng tea before meditation to expand the breath and quiet the mind. Warriors took it before long journeys to maintain focus and endurance. Healers mixed it with honey to warm the heart and protect the lungs. In every culture where it appeared, ginseng carried the same message that power and peace can live together. The same breath that moves a fighter strike also moves a monk's stillness. In old temples, there was a saying that every breath drawn with intention was a prayer. Ginseng became part of that ritual, a reminder that the act of breathing itself is sacred. When the world grows loud and motion becomes endless, this root returns us to silence. It teaches that energy is not born from chaos, but from rhythm, from the simple inhale and exhale that hold all of life together. Ginseng was never just medicine, it was memory of balance, of patience, of breath. A symbol that vitality is not something to chase, but something to remember. The body does not need more fire. It needs air that moves freely, and a mind calm enough to feel it. Ginseng is not a shortcut to strength. It is a slow teacher, one that rewards consistency and respect. To use it well, you must treat it as a rhythm, not a rush. The body listens to what you do repeatedly, not what you do once. A sip, each breath, each moment of stillness becomes part of the same conversation between energy and awareness. The first and simplest way to use ginseng is the morning infusion. Slice 2 thin pieces of dried root and soak them in warm water for 10 minutes. Drink slowly before breakfast while the day is still quiet. This allows the compounds in ginseng to wake the circulation, open the lungs, and prepare the mind for focus. The taste is slightly bitter, earthy, and deep, a flavor that carries the patience of the soil it came from. That bitterness is part of the medicine. The second way is through a concentrated extract or capsule, about 200 to 400 milligrams each morning. This method helps sustain energy during long hours of work or physical training. Ginseng increases oxygen delivery and improves endurance. but only when paired with rest and hydration. It does not replace discipline, it refines it. The man who pairs effort with recovery always goes farther. Moderation is essential. Too much ginseng can raise heart rate or cause restlessness, especially when taken with coffee or stimulants. Avoid using it before sleep or during late hours when the body is meant to slow down. Those with high blood pressure or sensitivity to herbs should consult a professional before using it regularly. The key is to listen. The body will always tell you when it has had enough. Try using ginseng for 14 days, then rest for 3 before beginning again. This cycle mirrors the natural balance of rise and retreat. Over time, you will notice not just more energy, but smoother energy without spikes or crashes. Ginseng works best when combined with deep breathing and mindful pauses throughout the day. To use ginseng is to remember the flow of life itself. It does not force power, it renews it. Each cup is a reminder that real energy does not come from striving harder, but from learning how to move with the quiet rhythm of nature. In nature, balance is never created by one element alone. Fire needs air, the river needs the ground beneath it, and strength needs calm to last. Ginseng and ashwagandha share that kind of partnership. One carries movement, the other stillness. One rises like breath, the other steadies, like earth. Together they form a cycle of renewal that feeds both body and spirit. Ashwagandha teaches the body to rest, to lower cortisol and quiet the nervous system. It reminds you that calm is not weakness, it is preparation. Ginseng teaches the body to rise, to circulate energy, and awaken focus. It reminds you that motion is not chaos, it is rhythm. When used together, they complete the circuit between energy and recovery, between strength and softness. The combination restores the natural pulse of life, the rhythm most men have lost in the noise of constant pressure. Modern research confirms what ancient healers already knew. Ashwagandha supports hormonal balance and emotional stability, while ginseng enhances oxygen flow and mental clarity. One helps you sleep deeply, the other helps you rise fully. One grounds your energy, the other channels it. Their synergy builds not the energy that burns out, but the energy that breathes. To practice this harmony, take ginseng in the morning and ashwagandha at night. Begin your day with the breath of the mountain. End it with the calm of the earth. This creates what healers once called the cycle of root and breath. It is a rhythm that strengthens the mind's fire while cooling the spirit's edges. Over days, you will feel energy that no longer rushes or fades. It flows like water moving through stone, patient and unstoppable. If you could restore one thing today, what would it be? Energy, focus, or calm? Write that one word below. Reflection is part of the ritual. Every word shared becomes another step toward awareness. Together, ginseng and ashwagandha remind us that strength and serenity are not opposites. They are partners in motion. Calm creates flow, and flow creates strength. When the warrior learns to breathe and the thinker learns to move, balance returns. That is where power becomes peace and endurance becomes effortless. Every ritual begins in silence. The ritual of ginseng is no different. It starts with a pause, a breath, to a moment to return to yourself before the noise of the day begins. When you prepare ginseng, you are not just making a drink, you are creating a bridge between body and awareness. You pour the water, watch the steam rise, feel the warmth on your hand. And in that quiet act, something inside begins to slow down. The body remembers that energy is not taken, it is awakened. As the root meets the water, the scent spreads gently through the air. It is earthy, calm, and grounding. This scent is not just aroma, it is information. The brain connects smell to memory, and the body learns that this moment means restoration. Over time, the simple act of preparing ginseng becomes a signal to your nervous system. The heart slows, the breath deepens, the muscles release their grip. Science calls it conditioning. Tradition calls it presence. Both are right. Drink slowly, with intention. Do not rush to finish. Let the warmth move through your chest, your breath, your thoughts. This small practice trains the body to flow instead of react. The mind, which often runs too far ahead, begins to return to rhythm. Each sip is a reminder that strength does not come from speed, but from connection. This ritual can become the turning point of your day. It can begin your morning with clarity or end your night with peace. It is not about how much ginseng you use, but how deeply you experience the act itself. Awareness is the true ingredient. Many who follow this practice notice a quiet change. They feel more focused, yet less tense. Their energy lasts longer. Their rest feels deeper. The body learns that stillness is not the absence of motion. It is motion refined. The ritual of ginseng is not about energy. It is about remembering how to breathe through life. When you drink it, you are practicing flow. You are learning the art of effort without strain. Breath. Each sip, each pause becomes a moment of mastery. Flow is born when effort and ease finally move as one. There comes a time when a man begins to see that power is not the fire that burns, but the current that moves quietly beneath everything. Youth believes in force. Maturity learns the beauty of flow. The body may grow older, but true energy does not fade. It transforms. It changes from motion into rhythm, from tension into presence. That is the wisdom ginseng carries, the memory of energy that never runs out. Ginseng teaches that vitality is not about doing more, it is about moving better. When the body flows, the mind clears. When the mind clears, energy returns. The heart pumps in balance. The breath deepens. The thoughts slow into focus. What once felt like fatigue becomes calm, momentum. This is how the body heals without retreating, how the mind sharpens without strain. Age does not take away strength, it refines it. The young rise by force. The wise rise by rhythm. The man who understands this begins to live differently. He no longer chases energy through extreme. He cultivates it through awareness. Every breath becomes an act of restoration. Every pause becomes a chance to gather life again. Ginseng supports this process not by giving energy, but by reminding the body how to create it endlessly. Try this for 14 days. Begin your mornings with a cup of ginseng infusion. Observe how your thoughts settle, how your focus extends, how your energy moves without urgency. You are not adding something new. You are remembering something ancient. The body has always known how to flow. It only needed space to breathe again. In this ancient root lives the breath of the earth. In your calm, it begins to move again. Strength was never the battle you fought. It was the harmony you forgot. Power does not shout. It hums beneath your breath. The energy that endures is not found in movement, but in the stillness that keeps it alive. Flow never ends because it was never outside you. It has always been waiting for you to return.